Now let's go back again to the 1800s. In 1874, Jacob Book married Sarah Elizabeth Davies, and on March 28, 1875, their daughter Maud was born near Grimsby Beach. She had a number of siblings, including Jay, born in 1876, Ethel, born in 1884, and Hall, born in 1881. On November 15, 1896, Maud married John Dawe, a landed immigrant from Cornwall, England, who had found work in Grimsby as a farm laborer, and they began to raise a family. Florence was born on February 25, 1897, followed by Howard, born on September 17, 1898, and Dorothy, born on June 4, 1900. When he received a considerable inheritance from the family estate in England, John Dawe bought a farm on Green Lane just outside of Beamsville, halfway between the escarpment and Lake Ontario. He built a large house on the property. The pride of the front living room was a bearskin rug made from a bear he had shot on a hunting trip up north. Every fall, John Dawe would travel by train and ferry to a hunting lodge on St. Joseph Island near Sault Ste. Marie. The men would travel by canoe to their favorite hunting grounds. They would not only bag black bear, but deer, which provided venison back home over the long winter. It was a rugged life, but soon there were two more additions to the Dawe family. Gordon, born on February 25, 1906, and Marjorie, born on May 22, 1910. With Howard, Florence, and Dorothy, that added up to 5 kids in all. Too many to fit into the family car. And of course there was plenty of laundry for Maud to do. In the backyard a clothesline ran from the woodshed to the barn, and every Monday it was full of the week's washing. But it's Gordon Dawe whose story we want to follow. He was the second youngest, born on February 25, 1906. Here he is with his older sister Dorothy and his younger sister Marjorie. And here he is with his friend Eddie. Here are the kids in 1913. Howard was 15 years old. Dorothy was 13. Florence was 16. Gordon was 7. And Marjorie was 3. It was also in 1913 that Maud's sister Ethel and her husband Fred Smith dropped by to visit. That's Dorothy on the left, and Florence holding Roberta Smith, who died at a young age of TB. Fred and Ethel's sons, Ted and Gil, are seated next to Florence, and that's Howard in front. Here's Florence holding Roberta on the veranda, and Dorothy with Roberta and Fred Smith. That's Howard in the soldier's uniform, holding Roberta. Although underaged, Howard joined the army and fought in the First World War. The family gathered at the Grimsby train station to see Howard off to war. From the left, there's John Dawe, Dorothy, and Maud. and on the far right, Howard and Hall Book. During a battle, Howard was badly wounded in the stomach from a grenade, and his war injuries plagued him for the rest of his life. On December 25, 1916, Hall Book gave Gordon a pet rooster and Marjorie a new doll for Christmas. Years passed and the Dawe kids grew up quickly. John Dawe proudly labeled his new truck J. Dawe and Sons, Fruit Growers, Beamsville, Ontario. But even the girls pitched in to do their share of the farm work. Here's the family in 1922. Standing in the back are Mother Maud, age 47, Gordon, 16, Father John, 53, Dorothy, 22, and Howard, 24. Seated in front are Florence, 25, and Marjorie, 12. Here are the two boys, Howard and Gordon, on their own. And here are all 5 kids. Florence, Howard, Marjorie, Dorothy, and Gordon. In this book family get-together, we can see John and Maud Dawe and Gordon and Florence, flanked by Maud's 2 brothers, Hall Book on the left and J. Book on the right. Here's another family portrait. Standing from left to right are John Dawe's brother Will Dawe, who also emigrated from England, and his wife Minnie. Then Maud and Dorothy. Seated are Gordon, Howard, and John Dawe. Here's Hall Book, John and Maud Dawe, Gordon and Florence. On this get-together, we see the usual family members. Gordon standing in the back, Florence and Dorothy kneeling in front, but next to Howard in the back row is someone new, his girlfriend, Lillian Southward. Howard and Lillian had been dating for some time. And on April 18, 1927, they got married. Howard's best man was his brother Gordon on the left. Lillian's maid of honor was her sister Verna on the right. The whole family posed for a picture on the wedding day. That's Howard, Lillian, Gordon, and Verna kneeling in front. Behind them are John and Maud Dawe, flanked by Florence on the left, Marjorie and Dorothy on the right. Back in those days, a newly married couple at a country wedding was usually celebrated with a shivaree, where the farmers would rattle their tools and implements in a noisy mock serenade. It's hard to say for sure, but it's likely that Gordon Dawe became aware of Annie Middaugh through Howard and Lillian's marriage. To understand why, we have to go back to the Lounsbury family.